Welcome to What is Scrum Part 1. Scrum is a lightweight framework for getting work done in order to deliver value through adaptive solutions. Scrum is more than a checklist. It's a way to create, inspect, adapt, and deliver inside a simple, powerful pattern. 3 roles, 5 events, and 3 artifacts. Let me give you a very simple example, a Scrum dinner party. Let's say you were preparing dinner for a family of 5 and you wanted to use Scrum as a framework to deliver value. Obviously, the food would offer value because when you ask what is value, it's about net benefit. So the team will work on value so the family of 5 is fed and have a great time. Each family member has different tastes and dietary needs, just like customers with different requirements. They are your customers. You and your kitchen team, you are the Scrum team. Now, instead of preparing the entire meal all at once behind closed doors and surprising them hours later, you decide to work in sprints, short, focused bursts, each about 20 minutes long in this example. In the real world, sprints are anywhere 4 weeks or less, but let's use 20 minutes a sprint in this example. The first sprint is the appetizers. In the first 20-minute sprint, you pick a few items from your product backlog, say wings, waffle fries, onion rings, all the starters that were requested. The team divides up the work and one person does the wings, another the fries, and someone works on the onion rings. In 20 minutes, you have an assortment platter ready and you serve it to the family. They taste, they react. You get instant feedback. More spicy sauce next time, they say. Less salt on the fries. The second sprint is the main course. In the next sprint, you work on the main course, maybe wild salmon, mashed potatoes, and a signature tartar sauce. Again, the team chooses these items that they believe they can complete in the 20-minute sprint. Each team member takes responsibility for their piece. No one micromanages. Another 20 minutes and the main dish hits the table. The third sprint is the dessert. And finally, in the third sprint, you deliver it. Perhaps a molten chocolate cake or a fresh fruit platter. And each sprint delivers something of real value, ready to consume, not promises, not half-cooked ideas, real dishes served hot. And just like Scrum, you inspect after every course. You adapt based on feedback. And by the end of the meal, your customers are delighted. Welcome to Part 2 of Scrum. If you haven't watched Part 1, please do so. As we've realized, Scrum isn't just a set of meetings. It's not a rigid process. It's a fluid way of thinking that maps back to the world of Agile. Agile is all about responding to change and delivering value early and often, putting people and collaboration ahead of bureaucracy. We've already established that the co-creators of the Scrum movement were part of the Agile Manifesto sign-in. So, Scrum existed before the Agile Manifesto. Scrum is structured around a simple pattern we call 3-5-3. 3 roles, 5 events, and 3 artifacts. It's lightweight, easy to understand, but powerful when practiced well. Let's talk about Scrum. At its heart, it's about 3 things: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Transparency. Everyone sees the real state of work, no secrets. Inspection. We constantly check what's happening. And adaptation. We make smart changes fast. It's not about rigid controls. It's about enabling teams to move quickly, smartly, and together. Let's talk about the 3 roles. First role is the product owner. The product owner is the vision holder. Talk about the product owner as though they were a business representative, the customer's voice. Let's take an example of a fitness app. Assuming we were going to develop a fitness app, the product owner defines what features matters the most. Workouts first, nutrition second, cardio tracking next. The product owner manages the product backlog, which is the ordered list of everything that the app could or should have. Then we have the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master serves as a coach for the team. They help remove impediments, obstacles, and blockers. They ensure Scrum principles are followed and create a healthy environment. If our developers are stuck integrating, say, GPS for the cardio tracker, the Scrum Master steps in to clear the path. And then we have developers. The developers, sometimes called the Scrum team, are the builders. They turn ideas into working increments, workout routines, meal planning, health tracking modules, sprint by sprint. And that concludes our review on the roles of Scrum. In our future episodes, we will be tackling the 5 Scrum events and the 3 Scrum artifacts. If you found value from this, smash the like button, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Take care. Bye for now. Welcome to What is Scrum Part 3. In Part 2, we talked about the 3 roles through the lens of a project to build a fitness app. Now we're getting into the 5 events. Again, we will use the concept of building a fitness app as our project. The very first event is the sprint. This is the heartbeat of Scrum. This is where all the other events reside because the sprint is a container for all the other events. A sprint could be 4 weeks or less, meaning anywhere between some days to 4 weeks is what we would expect for the duration. It's a fixed window where the team delivers a real piece of the app or the product. Maybe in your case, it's not IT, it could be some other sort of product. But at the end of every sprint, something valuable is ready to ship or show. The second event is sprint planning. Before a sprint begins, we plan what features will we build this sprint. Perhaps in sprint 1, we commit to launching the workout module. In sprint 2, we could commit to working on the meal prep module or something else. The third event is called the daily scrum. Every day, the team huddles for 15 minutes to answer 3 questions. What did I do yesterday to move us towards the sprint goal? Because every sprint should have an overarching goal. What will I do today to move us towards the sprint goal? And lastly, are there any impediments? For example, I finished the workout database, and today I'm building the login screen. I am blocked waiting on graphic assets. This is a signal to those other team members who may be waiting for a handover or those who could help in resolving the impediment. Event number 4, sprint review. At the end of the sprint, we review the work with stakeholders. We demo the working fitness app, although that's not the only thing we do in the sprint review. The sprint review is also an opportunity to gather feedback and to understand what could we possibly add to the backlog, if any. What adjustments do we need to make? So the team pretty much says, here's the new workout planner. Let's walk through it together. And they gather feedback immediately. Lastly is a sprint retrospective. Finally, the team reflects internally. What went well? What could we improve on right now? Maybe we realized that our estimates were off, and we can adapt how we plan in the next sprint. Welcome to What is Scrum Part 4. In the other episodes, we talked about Scrum being a lightweight framework that helps people, teams, and organizations generate value through adaptive solutions for complex problems. We've also talked about the 3 roles. We've talked about the 5 events. And now we'll talk about the 3 artifacts. Remember, Scrum is based on a 3-5-3 configuration. 3 roles, 5 events, 3 artifacts. And at its heart, Scrum is about transparency, inspection, and adaptation. So let's talk about the 3 artifacts. These artifacts are as follows. 1, product backlog. The product backlog holds every idea, feature, enhancement, and fix for whatever you may be working on. In this case, we're talking about a fitness app. So all the ideas, the enhancements, the features, they live in the product backlog. The product backlog is dynamic. It grows, it shrinks, and it shifts based on customer feedback. Next, we have the sprint backlog. At sprint planning, the team pulls selected items from the product backlog to work on in a particular sprint. The sprint backlog is the to-do list for the next few weeks, called a sprint. Remember, your sprint could be 4 weeks or less. Lastly, we have the third artifact known as the increment. You may hear some people refer to this as the potentially shippable increment, and the increment is the real working output of the sprint. Not half-done work, but finished usable features. At the end of sprint 1, our increment might be a working workout module with user login. After sprint 2, a meal planner could be integrated with workouts. And sprint 3 could include biometric analysis data and so on. So understand that Scrum is simple on the surface. 3 roles, 5 events, 3 artifacts. But beneath that simplicity is a deep commitment to agility, building real value early and often, and staying open to change. Trusting the team to organize and improve themselves, not policing them or micromanaging. Delivering not just products, but progress every sprint. Scrum is not about being perfect. It's about delivering, learning, and getting better, one sprint at a time. In a fast-changing world, Scrum is a way to stay grounded and still move fast. It's not the only way to implement Agile thinking. There are other approaches like Kanban, but that's the high level of Scrum. See you next time.